When you're buying a property, you need to be very careful that in the course of negotiations and so on, that you don't undermine your solicitor in the lead up to the signing of the contract. Let me explain what I mean. Sometimes you are going to have pre-contract inquiries and pre-contract special conditions that your solicitor is going to want to insert into the contract. And the reason that your solicitor will want this special condition or conditions is to protect you, to protect your interest. It's not some sort of a habit or ritual or for the fun. The reason that I'd be looking for a special condition in the contract when I'm acting for a purchaser is to protect my client's interest. You need to be careful, if you're my client, not to undermine that position by immediately, when you face a bit of resistance from the other side, dropping it. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you're buying a property and you need to sell, however, your existing property. Then I'm going to look for a special condition in the contract that the purchase will be contingent upon the successful sale of your property. And that's clearly because you need the money. You need the money from the sale of your property. But if I run into resistance from the other side, I don't want, and it's unhelpful, if you come back and say, oh, don't worry about that, forget about that condition. Because I can't forget about that condition, because you are going to be in a very vulnerable position if you have sale agreed on your house and it then falls through and you've signed a contract for the purchase of the other house, the one that you have your heart set on. You may have your heart set on it, but remember, your solicitor is looking for a special condition in the contract to protect your interest. A second situation that might occur would be if you're buying, for example, a new property. And let's say the new property is built and it's ready to go and it's been going on for ages and you're very anxious to complete, and there's some problem or some difficulty with the new property insofar as there's some document perhaps that's missing, or perhaps it's a map that's missing, or perhaps it's a home bond cert, or perhaps an insurance cert, or a letter to do with the Help to Buy scheme, or something that is not quite ready yet and that will need to be provided by the vendor solicitor. Don't undermine your solicitor by insisting on ploughing ahead, going ahead, because it's not going to help and your solicitor won't do it. And all that's going to happen is the relationship between you and your solicitor is going to be damaged. Remember, your solicitor is supposed to and is acting in your interest. So if he or she is insisting on a map, or insisting on a document, or insisting on a certificate, or insisting on a home bond cert, or whatever, a certificate of compliance with building regulations, planning permission, certificate of compliance with financial conditions in the planning, all of these things are absolutely essential to get the job done right and to ensure good title for you and for the lender who is lending you the money. So I know it's a fraught, tension-filled, emotional time buying or selling a property, especially buying your first property, and the temptation can be to just plough ahead, look at the price, look at the prospect of being able to move in without taking care of the legal stuff. But if your solicitor is saying, we need this, or we need that, or we want this special condition, or this is to protect you, don't ignore him or her, don't undermine him or her, because we do the job as best we can, and I know in my case that I only get the full fee when there's a successful transaction concluded, and therefore it's in my interest that the sale go ahead. It's in my interest that the sale comes to a successful conclusion. But I'm not going to compromise. I'm not going to sell you down the river. I'm going to insist on that special condition, and I'm asking you, if you're my client, not to undermine me by disappearing like snow off a hedge when the first bit of pressure comes on you, and the other side, perhaps through an indirect message to you, tells you, oh, we're going to pull the plug, we're going to withdraw the house, or we're going to pull out of the deal. Hope you find this video useful, and I hope you find it instructive, and I hope that when you instruct your solicitor, him or her, that you support them and don't undermine them if they are looking for a special condition or if they are looking for a document, because they are doing that in your interest. If you like this video, hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button if you want to subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon on my homepage in order to be notified every time I publish a new video. Thanks a lot.